select the bot battle. Beta and Apex spins up and is immediately flipped by Beta. Beta now going to do the nice thing and flip Apex back on his wheels and fire that hammer. That's not as nice, but Apex is back upright. Hopefully it can actually do something worthwhile. Oh, big hit there by Apex. Oh, and another one, and Apex is upside down again. Beta landing massive hammer shots to the underbelly of Apex, really doing some damage there. Apex now right up again, goes to Beta, and a couple of small hits. As you can see there, Apex is very unstable, and they're upside down again. Beta not showing much mercy than this time, doing some serious damage. There's no beat. Oh my goodness, Apex is just absolutely destroyed. Beta's hammer so powerful, and Apex just did not have an answer for that round.
3, 2, 1, knockout.
Well, this fight did not go Apex's way. Immediately flipped, and Beta was doing the nice thing to turn back over, but he just kept getting flipped by the force of his own ball and Beta's wedge, and Beta just obliterated him with that hammer. And let our second battle begin. Huge spins up. The Orbital Fire can do the huge. He's not being coward and using a bike rack. There's a hit on the wheel. Now, Orbital Fire trying to get huge into the screws. Orbital Fire very controlled, very paced here. Huge. Kind of swirling, going right into that flipper. Biohazard, and he hits so far. Oh, and there's the biggest flip of the match. He goes completely into air. This is not what he was really expecting. And Orbital Fire in control so far. See if Hughes can do anything with that bar, which is so far with minimal impact. And there's another big flip by Orbital Fire. Continuing to go on the attack and just keep the pressure on Hughes underneath the wheel. Oh, and get one wheel out. This might be it. And that is gonna be an UDA. Great win for Orbital Fire, proving that you do not need a bike rack as a flipper to defeat Hughes.
2, 1, knockout.
Hughes was not right during this fight. Orbital Fire just kept getting underneath its wheels, and here's a big flip, getting underneath the bar. Hughes totally out of control, and Orbital Fire got a wheel out and then took the rest of the machine out of the box. All you need, one wheel per Hughes. Let our third fight of the night begin. Oh, a good hit there. Blacksmith deflecting perfectly through blade pretty well. These are two very short bots. Another hit. Blacksmith in control, now landing a few shots with that hammer. On to Perfect Phoenix. Oh, and there's another hit. Another. Who's going to take damage first? Blacksmith keeps getting underneath Perfect Phoenix. Perfect Phoenix's wedge is very low. Oh, Perfect Phoenix nearly tipped over on Blacksmith, but oh! Oh my goodness! Perfect Phoenix's bar snapped, and so now they've only got that wedge trying to keep himself alive. And they flip Blacksmith and slam him into the wall, but Blacksmith gets underneath again. Blacksmith in total control now. They've broken Perfect Phoenix's weapon. Perfect Phoenix now fighting back, trying to keep this fight alive. Can they do it? With 2/3 of a spinner, they're holding their own against Blacksmith right now. Oh, but Blacksmith now getting a good attack in. He's underneath, completely trying to flip Perfect Phoenix over. Now got Perfect Phoenix on top of him, and now Perfect Phoenix is in the screws. The screw's not making any other noise whatsoever. I think Perfect Phoenix is just jammed in there, and the screws aren't even touching Perfect Phoenix, I don't think. I recorded this like a
six,
week ago.
5,
Oh,
4,
perfect.
3, 2,
And anyways,
1.
sorry for the long
Knockout.
upload. Blacksmith was in control for pretty much all of this fight, or at least the majority of it, deflecting perfect Phoenix's blade while that red bar was still active. But right here, that blade just snaps flying towards me. Fortunately, it didn't kill me, so that's good. And Blacksmith, despite the issues, control and put perfect Phoenix in his grave. Let the bot battle begin. Gigabyte Sprinter. Oh, big hit there. Oh, and another one. Oh, jeez. Both bots going flying, but Gigabyte is really out of control. Biohazard now with a good lift on Gigabyte. Trying to beat the new version of the bot who retired him like over a decade ago. I think it was. I don't know. I wasn't that old when that happened. Oh, and that's part of Biohazard's Lifticon. Wow. Biohazard holding up well to the hits otherwise and keeping control. Oh, with that four-side wedge. The square, anywhere you attack it from, you're gonna be hitting this wedge, making this match not the best for Gigabyte. Oh my goodness, Biohazard nearly throws the full body spinner out of the arena, but Gigabyte is somehow still in the box. Gigabyte does not seem very stable at the moment. That's probably gonna get worse, as Gigabyte is probably my most self-destructive full body spinner. There's a lot of pieces in that shell, pretty much all of which come off. And I think, yep, there goes an entire tooth of Gigabyte. One of those slopes, one of those main pieces of Gigabyte is gone. That shell is completely unbalanced now, but still somehow spinning kind of decently, I guess. Well, this is even more Biohazard's fight as Gigabyte continues to lose mass and acceleration, rapidly decreasing the force it can hit with, and that is not what you want to happen when you're a full body spinner against Biohazard. I should know, I've used these bots a lot. Oh, and now the pulverizer activates. I think barely missed Gigabyte. The Biohazard really in control now. Gigabyte just fighting for his life. I think another piece of that shell just came off. Oh my god, Gigabyte just explodes! Biohazard. Oh, suplexes Gigabyte now. Gigabyte, he's not a shell of what he used to be. Because that shell's pretty much all of Gigabyte. He's half a shell of what he used to be. Oh no, poor Gigabyte. He's in the screws now. Biohazard's in complete control. And that's the closing bell. Fortunately, Gigabyte doesn't have to suffer any more humiliation. Well, Gigabyte did decently at the start of the fight. He was getting big hits, sending both bots flying. However, it just went downhill from there. That shell just flew apart, and Biohazard really took control. There's the best look of the match. And right here is where the shell is about to explode. And Gigabyte flips himself on the screws and loses a tooth, or a bit more than a tooth. And in the end, in pieces, Gigabyte. There's no way it would be good. Let the bot battle begin. Claw Viper going up first. Oh, big hit there from Nightmare. Let's see what else it can do. Oh, it flips itself. That's not good. Claw Viper, they're trying to throw it out of the arena right off the bat. No chill from the Seattle Snake. At least I'm pretty sure they're from Seattle. Well, forgive me, Claw Viper team, if I am incorrect. And there's Nightmare landing more hits. The Claw Viper is trying to get that jaw in position to grab and suplex Nightmare like he did before. That was kind of a lift, not a suplex, but anyways. Oh, and there's another flip. This Nightmare weapon so powerful for it's so light that it just flips itself, and now Claw Viper trying to take advantage, trying to suplex Nightmare. I'm not. I am sorry, my hand is covering it up, but I think Claw Viper has a hold now. And, oh, yep, he absolutely has a hold. There's the suplex, and there's a slam into the wall. Nightmare somewhat driving on one wheel. With Claw Viper back into attack, now you can see it clearly. Claw Viper grabs Nightmare again and is looking to line up the shot. And there it is, Nightmare out of the arena. The countdown has started, and Nightmare just absolutely beaten. Well, Nightmare got the first big hit at the beginning of the fight, and really just never went their way after that. They flipped themselves over several times, and Claw Viper was able to suplex them easily and take control of the fight. And then for another suplex, they threw them out of the arena. And let the sixth fight begin. Good hits. Smee bending, as Smee typically does. You know how those Smees are, the wide spot. Oh! There goes one of those spinners. And there goes the other one. Those don't do anything whatsoever except impede its drive, so that's why it's upside down, so its wheels actually touch the ground. Oh, don't worry, if its blades are still on and it gets flipped, I will still drive it, since that's kind of unfair. Or the design flaw. Like that. Yeah, I know I'm a hypocrite. But anyways, a Scimitar landing shots to that frame of Smee, though he can't really hit anywhere else, as Smee is just in control. And he's got Scimitar hooked. One of those stands that keeps Scimitar's blade from hitting the ground is caught on Smee. I'm not sure if the other one is. I think it actually switched. Which one is there? Smee trying to get the bots unstuck. It's just not quite working. Trying to get as many points as possible. Not sure how they unstuck there, to be honest. But they're unstuck now, so we don't have to do an unstick. But now, oh, Smee is exposing his back. A terrible idea. And there's one of the biggest shots of the match. Scimitar popping up Smee slightly. Yes. Definitely the most entertaining matchup we'll have all season. Definitely. And there's another hit. There's a shot to the wheel by Scimitar. That's probably me just trying to get this fight over with more quickly. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be a quick fight. There's another attack. I think Smee... Nope, he didn't get caught. Scimitar this time. There's another good attack. Which is very close battle so far, I would say. Scimitar has done the most damage, which Smee has had some moments where it's been in control. Although he has to close back, and now he's caught again. This is not good for Scimitar, but now they're exposed back again, willingly going into that blade. He's back first and taking some hits. It's on Scimitar's weapon, maybe having some trouble. Oh, now it spins up. Scimitar's weapon, I can't tell if it's unbalanced or not, but oh, Smee puts itself on the screws and Scimitar. Well. And, well, this fight is over anyways. Well, that's going to be a close one. The big hits came in the beginning of the fight. Scimitar ripping off those two pretty much ablative or cosmetic bars on Smee. Well, Smee did take control somewhat of the fight later on, and towards pretty much the middle of the fight. And it did expose its back to Scimitar several times and got caught in the screws, which led to it losing the tight decision. And let the main event begin, meaning I'm almost finished editing with it. Yay! And now, oh, jeez! Bloodsport breaks Endgame's weapon in the first hit with that dangerous bar spinner. You can see the power of Bloodsport already, as Endgame already looking like it shouldn't be in the main event, but he's keeping Bloodsport under fire, despite me having a voice crack, and Bloodsport destroying its weapon. Oh, big shot flipping Endgame, but Endgame self-righting. I recently redesigned Endgame, so that it could actually self-right from it. So it could actually self-right, and I was using that very well to cover and control the fight now. So what? Can he keep this up? He has no spinner, and Bloodsport is still very dangerous, as we have seen in the first few hits of this fight. Endgame just staying on Bloodsport, and Bloodsport able to spin up again, and there's a big hit. Any collision from that weapon is doing some serious damage to Endgame. There's 3 hits there, it proves out, and 2 self-rights. Oh, there goes Endgame's entire weapon system. I think this might be the beginning of the end for Endgame. Oh, huge hit ripping off one of the wedges, and there's another big shot. Endgame barely moving now. Bloodsport just tearing Endgame to pieces. Another big hit. Oh, and there goes half of Endgame's drive. He's just toying with his food now. And now, I think one of the wedges is just stuck continuously activating the pulverizer, which is, I realize this, and the Bloodsport finished the job. Bloodsport has lost a fork somewhere, but it doesn't matter, as Endgame has lost a lot more than a fork. This is absolutely brutal, and the countdown has begun. Bloodsport is going to take the win in this main event.
2, 1, knockout.
Oh, Bloodsport proved to be very dangerous in the first hit, sending part of Endgame's disc flying. However, Endgame was able to take control after that first stretch, getting Bloodsport upside down and in the screws with keeping it there. However, Bloodsport fired back with some serious damage, which had some massive hits, and eventually KO'd Endgame.